Are you tired of always getting the same results? Would you like to live a happier and fuller life but have no idea where to start? If this is the case, just stay with us. Because for you to live the life you want, what you can do is just copy our guests. Since they could do it, that means that you can do it too. Enjoy our video. Mwah! Hello, Eva. How are you, love?
Hi, Anna. I'm great. I can see you are great too.
I'm so happy to have you here. It took us a little while to get our schedules together, but we've made it eventually. And I want to introduce you to our audience. Eva, we and I and our partners, we met in Peru, no less, in a trip that we did with Greg Braden. And it was amazing. And we got along so well. It was something that it made click, didn't it? Ricky and Owen and you and I, it just clicked, and we've been quite close ever since.
Yes, it was a fantastic trip, really.
Yeah, actually, yeah, and we met in Poland, we met in Malta, we meet around the world. And today we have the pleasure and the honor of having Eva here.
And it's my pleasure that you invited me here.
How wouldn't I? You're such a powerful woman, and such a big heart. And I can feel it in my heart already, because I can feel your power within me. And I'm sure that whoever watches this video afterwards will feel this power as well. I'll be quiet now, and I'll give you the microphone so you can share some of your wisdom with all of us.
Thank you for all these warm words, and for you to invite me here to share something that might be useful for others. Honestly speaking, I'm very, very unfamiliar and not comfortable with videos, but I think maybe this is the time. This is my first video. So this is a good time for me to practice, maybe because I really feel that I want to share some things with others. So maybe just a few words about what made me want to share my experience. I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year, so actually it was almost exactly 1 year ago, and that was the biggest shock in my life. But at the same time, it changed me, it changed my life, it changed my family's life, I could say, for a much more positive life. In the beginning, I was so much shocked that I thought it was the end. And I was thinking about my children. I have 4 beautiful and wonderful boys. The youngest one is only 5 years old, so you can imagine what my thoughts were at that time. However, very, very quickly, I put myself together, and I realized that this came to me for a reason. What I mean, the cancer came to me for a reason. Now I understand that I believe also that all the sicknesses, or most of the sicknesses and diseases, come to us because we are carrying some sort of unsolved issues in our hearts. So our energetic balance is not in order. I'm not saying that there are no things that influence our health. Of course, we live in a world full of toxins, full of really a lot of negative things. But I believe that when we are balanced in our hearts, all these things from the outside world, they don't affect us so much. So this is what I would like to explain, that I believe now that I had a lot of issues that I had to solve within myself, in my heart. So this came to me as basically as a wake-up call. And However, I was quite lost at the moment when I found out about it. But everything came to me at the right moment, honestly. I got emails, I got messages, uh, everything came to me to show me that, okay, Eva, you got this thing, but now everything and everybody will help you to solve this issue and to heal you. So I attended a lot of workshops with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Also, we met in Malta together, Anna, on one of those. I learned how to release stress and bad emotions. Since 1 year, since that time, I started meditating every day, which helps me a lot. I changed my lifestyle and my life radically, completely. I decided to eat only plant-based whole foods, which is one of the things that I believe also helped me in my healing process. And I don't make any exceptions. I believe that since we are decided to do something, this is something we really have to go on with. I quit. I think this is also important maybe to say that I quit all the treatments, the traditional treatments that I was proposed to do, chemotherapy, radiation, hormone therapy. I didn't do any of those, but I found a fantastic holistic doctor that is treating. I mean, I'm going for IV treatments, vitamin treatments. And what I wanted to say, because I don't want to go very detailed with all my journey, but what is very important at this moment, like 3 weeks ago, I made my tests and the results are fantastic. So it's really, thank you. I believe it's not only a new chapter of my life, but it's a whole new book. So my life is already changed, and I know that I have to keep going that way, the way I was going the last year, to completely heal. However, I feel that I'm healed already. Maybe there are still some issues in my body, but I'm also sure that will be okay. My family and my kids, everybody supported me fantastically. I felt so much love, and that helped me really a lot, because they supported all my decisions as to treatments and everything. But finally, what I would like to say that at that time when I became sick, I heard a lot of people around me, like my sister's friends, my friends, friends of other friends. They also got similar diagnoses. Unfortunately, there are more and more people with serious diseases like cancer. And I also believe that it's very connected to our emotional status, which, as we know, that we live in a very challenging world. So things happen. So I wanted to help those friends and friends of friends at that time, when I was already on my path of healing, and my results were getting better and better. But these girls, they were mainly girls, they didn't know what to do. They felt fear, but really horrific fear when they found out about their issues. And basically what people do when they get shocked with an information like that, they are so scared that the only thing, they just lose their mind. And only thing what they do, they follow what the doctor tells them. Now, I'm not saying not to follow what the doctor tells anyone, yeah? But they don't stop for a moment, and they don't think, and they just blindly decide to do all the treatments which they are told to do, without even checking if the treatments will be helpful or not, without doing research. So I told my friends and my sister's friends, look, there is a fantastic program, but that was in English. So tell them to follow that. But then my sister said, no, but you know, they don't speak English. So suddenly I just thought that I need to do something for Polish people who don't speak English, to help them with their own way of healing. And I'm at the moment, I'm finishing the first part of my project, which is for cancer patients, to help them, to help raise their consciousness about many things, like about diet, about emotions, about forgiveness, about many areas of the life that is helpful to, that can be helpful and should be helpful to heal a serious disease and to prevent them, of course.
Well,
So this is what I'm doing and what I'm working on at the moment.
Lots of things here, Eva. Can we do a little bit of recap?
Yes,
You're
yes,
going
please.
so fast.
I thought it would be short. I wanted to, because I could go on anyway, but I just wanted to make a summary.
Yes, and that's fantastic. I just, if you're okay with it, let's go through a few points that I've written down here, because I think they're key. The
Mm-hmm.
first one is that you got a shock when you were said that. And from what I've read, but correct me if I'm wrong, when you get one of these news, it's like you have cancer or something happened to your child or something like that. We get this shock, this emotion, and that contracts all our body, and that sends waves of information, and our biochemistry changes, so it can produce even more. From what I've read also, when it's something like cancer and a figure of authority like a doctor says, oh, you have 3 months to live, 1 year to live, we could even believe it and make it happen.
Exactly. And this is first, when I found out, when I heard, actually I felt, because I went for an ultrasonography and the doctor was checking my breast and I could just see his face. And it's amazing. It just came to my mouth and I just asked, okay, just tell me, is it malignant? And he just looked at me and he said, yes, I think so. So that was, I would never forget this. It was in May 17th. And that changed, that I walked out from the doctor's office and it seemed like the whole world has changed, that it's a different world, that I'm somewhere else, somewhere which I can't quite understand where I am. So it was quite, I just remember I went to my car and I sat there for many minutes, I don't know how many minutes, and I was just thinking, okay, who should I call? Shall I call my mom? Or maybe she shouldn't know yet. Yeah, what shall I do? So that was I think everybody who experienced, and sometimes we say, someone tells us, I was diagnosed with this, and I say, I can imagine what you feel. We can't imagine until we really feel that. So yeah, but it was, as I told you, it lasted for 2 weeks, and then I just opened up and I started to go forward.
Yeah, something that you said as well is that you were not alone, you were always supported. And it's just beautiful that now you want to create that community of people feeling support from each other, not dwelling into the disease, but supporting each other to look forward for the future. Because sometimes what happens with these organizations is that they're talking so much about the disease that becomes their identity, and they cannot look forward, and they get attention out of it, and that becomes some sort of how would I say that? It's like a shot, like some boost of, oh, I now belong to this community of people who are sick. Now I am sick, and look at me, poor me. It could lead to victimism, could it? Or
yeah,
I don't want to say anything wrong about that, because you get support the way you can. I'm just saying that the way that seems that you're organizing this is different. It's not the past. Is not dwelling into what our bodies are. And you also talk, I'm healed. My body might have some issues, but I am healed. And that distinction, I think, it's just something to take into consideration very, very seriously. One thing is your body, one thing is you.
Yeah, generally what you say, and I think it's very important that there are many people who are not supported by their families, but not because the family don't like them, love them, right? But because they think, okay, this is the conventional path you should do. Listen to the doctor, do your chemotherapy, do your this, do your that, and they do it out of love, of course. But sometimes we don't feel we want to do that. But then we feel. I can't say that in my own perspective, because I don't have that experience. But there are many people who are just forced by their families to do stuff that they don't want to do. So this is what I want to I would like to others understand, that first of all we should really take a big breath and feel what we feel is right for us, and not what others feel is right for us. And I was very lucky, because all my family members, my kids, my husband, my parents, my sister, they all said, Eva, whatever you decide, we will support you. You decide what you feel is right for you. And that was something wonderful, really. But what I would like to create with this program is more like, I would like to share information, as I told you, about what are the alternative ways, the therapies, what is the, it's a lot of points that will be covered in that program. One of the big points will be also diet, which I don't want to say that diet is the most important, but it's very, very important what we put inside our bodies, because this is also how we build our energy, how we can build energy if we eat dead food or intoxicated food. So I think here we have to work on everything that comes into our body, externally and internally, and also work on our emotions. So that's what I will cover in that program. But it is more like a sort of program where I will record 5 videos with all the information, and except from the videos, I would also put a lot of information that patients can find and they can use for their own way of healing and making choices, making the decisions. So this is what I'm creating. But you mentioned about the support groups. So I believe that support groups, which I'm not creating, but they are very important, especially for those people who cannot get the right support from their families. Yeah, but support groups are also very different. There are support groups who are very negative people, and there are support groups where the people are very positive and they feel that way, as I told you, that we are healed. And this is very different, because to go to the first one, you will get a lot of negative messages, and that we don't want to have that, right?
No.
So we are looking only for something that would help us and not to put us down. But I'm not creating at the moment those support groups. So I'm working on information based on researches, based on my experience, based on my healing process. So there will be a lot of details there.
Mm-hmm. However, the way I see it is that would be the support group, your videos. You can be with somebody in a video, and that's a support for whoever's watching it, even though
Yeah,
it's
in
not
that
a
sense.
meeting.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Would
Yeah,
that make sense?
Exactly.
Would it be fair to say that this is about learning new things and about self-love and self-knowledge?
It's about learning new things, but also, as you say, about accepting ourselves as we are and loving ourselves as we are. And I think a big part of it is forgiveness, but not to forgiving others, but to forgive ourselves as well. I think many of us, a lot of people, a lot of women especially, we always feel guilty. Maybe I'm just talking on my behalf, maybe, but I feel that it's not only me, but I feel in many cases guilty of not giving enough time to my children, guilty of doing something only for myself when I know that I have a huge family. So why should I take time, just do things for myself? guilty, guilty, guilty all the time. Yeah, every small reason. So I think this is also something that we have to work on, really programming ourselves that it's not like that, and accepting that everything happens to serve us. Everything is happening for a reason, and we need to accept it, and we need to first to give love to ourselves. And that was, I think this was my main problem, which I was missing.
Self-worth.
Yes,
I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy.
exactly.
Because we are programmed like that overall, us women. And yes, it happens
Yes.
to the general public of the women population out there.
And I'm working on it constantly, of course. I cannot say that, okay, it's not, I'm working on it all the time, but I feel my heart is opening.
Yeah, oh, I can feel it too. I can feel it too. Yeah, from the Eva that I met in 2017 in Peru to the Eva now, I can feel that you love yourself more. And this guilt, Eva, I think it comes from us being brought up in an environment in which we were told, if you think about yourself, that's selfish.
Exactly.
And the guilt is, oh, because I'm giving this time to myself, I don't know, I'm going for a treat or whatever it is, I'm being selfish and I must put everybody else in front. The problem is that if we do that all the time, we're giving energy that we don't have. However, if we look after ourselves, showing love to ourselves, number one, our children, real children or children around, people around, they will feel that we are full of energy and they will want more of that. What do you do? Well, I love myself, and that way my cup is full and I can give you more. So that would be number one. And by giving ourselves more and having more energy, we are an example. And then, yeah, we have all that energy that we can share with others. And there's time for them and for us. We are all one. And by us looking at ourselves and looking after ourselves, others will look after themselves as well. And there will be more coherence everywhere. Don't you think?
Exactly. I think we should have a subject at schools like that, because we are brought up in a program, basically. Everybody, we are programmed. And it's not because, our parents raise us as they believe it's right, because they were programmed as well. So it's a program we are living for many, many years until we finally, or we don't, some people don't, some yes, we realize that it's not like that. And I'm trying to raise my children now a little bit differently. I'm trying to make them understand that it's very important what they feel, how they have to take care of themselves. I'm meditating with the two youngest boys, and it's a miracle. And that even how they feel after meditating, it's a different word. So I think we just need to really, I know I'm just repeating myself, but I think it's just we need to open up, and we need to open up our hearts, and then no disease can come or affect us. Maybe it's a shortcut, of course, but I really so much, I believe it so much that we are bringing the diseases to ourselves. We create them in our bodies. So, but then also if we create them, we can also get rid of them. So we are really, really powerful creatures. We are lucky to be powerful creatures as long as we understand that we have that power.
Yes, don't worry, don't say, oh, I'm repeating myself, because we need to hear it many, many, many times. And the reason is because we've been programmed with the opposite. We don't have the power, we gave our power away. We disempower ourselves by allowing a doctor to decide on our health, by allowing somebody to decide on our behalf of what we are worth of and what we can or we cannot do. All we need to do is just claim our power, which doesn't mean that we are going to step onto somebody else's toes. We're just going to tap into what's ours, and that empowers us and empowers ours. It's good for everybody. That's a message that we can put out there. That doesn't
And
mean that we're going to take advantage of any other person or anything. It's just let's
exactly.
focus on our own power.
And I also believe that the doctor's role should be to support the patients as much as they can, but not to make decisions on their behalf. They should tell the patients that, look, this is your body, this is your life, your health. I will support you in whatever you feel you need to be supported, but this is your decision at the end of the day, how you will proceed, how you see your healing process. Yeah. And this is
Yeah.
unfortunately not happening. It's not happening.
That being said, and I've been married to a doctor for 20 years, they have been
I didn't know that.
programmed. They have been programmed as well.
Yeah,
I
of
look
course, I know that.
I looked into their subjects, the ones that my ex-husband went through, and all of the curriculums in Spain some years ago. I looked through them, and there was not even one subject about nutrition. Not even one, Eva. Not even one.
Can you believe, Anna? I asked my professor, oncologist. It's a famous professor, which I later quit, and I found a holistic doctor, a holistic oncologist. But the professor said, I asked him, so tell me please, what can I eat now? How should my diet be? Of course, I knew the answer already, or my answer at least. But can you believe he told me, eat whatever you like, whatever it feels good for you. There is no, I mean, whatever you eat, it doesn't affect your cancer. So eat whatever you like. Can you imagine that? Because I was really shocked.
No, because I think it was Socrates who said, "You see that when you let food be your let food be your medicine."
Yes,
and your medicine
exactly.
be food or something like that.
Yeah. And I fully agree with that.
And
Agree with that. And I must tell you also, Anna, that my doctor, the holistic doctor, when I told him that I will not do the chemo and the radiation, he still wanted me to take the hormone therapy. And I just asked them, I didn't want to do anything, I mean, that he would not agree with. I told him, look, doctor, I need you to agree with me and give me 90 days with no hormones also. I don't want to take anything that is not natural to my body, because I feel that I have to heal my body, not only with my heart and my emotions, but also internally with what I put there. So I didn't want to put anything that would be not natural. So I asked him for 90 days. I told him, please agree and let's check my results after 90 days. So then he said, okay, let me think about it. So I was bugging him with SMS like every day for a week, and finally said, "Oh, you are so stubborn. You are so stubborn. Okay, don't take the hormones. Okay, I'm giving you 90 days." So then I was so happy, and I could feel that it will work. It would work. I couldn't look at the pills, you know. I went to the pharmacy. I bought those pills for the hormone therapy. I was looking at the box and I said, no way I can take it. I can't take it. I know you can understand that, Anna. I know you can. Not everybody would understand that. But so, and then I did the test after 90 days and there was a significant improvement. So he looked at the test results and said, well, okay. So we just continue what we do. So you don't take the hormones. So yeah. I was so happy. So the only thing what I do, like taking something, is the IV treatments, but these are vitamins. I'm taking still, I think, for 1 more year. I'm taking resveratrol. You remember that's the ingredient of the red wine. It's a pity we cannot drink red wine instead, but that would be a huge amount of red wine. So it's resveratrol, and I'm taking vitamin C and curcumin. That's basically what I'm taking, like IV treatment. And I feel really great.
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. I agree with that. And however, what I also feel is that it's more about how you feel about yourself and respecting yourself than the actual vitamin or
Exactly. That's true.
IV that you put into
That's
this.
true. That's true. And I tell
That's
you,
what
I have a friend that I met on the workshop, also on the Joe Dispenza workshop at the Niagara Falls. And she called me like a month ago. We had a great conversation, and she asked me, but Eva, why the hell are you still going for those IV treatments? You are healed. What are you looking there for? You know, I said, I know, you're right. But I still feel like, I don't know, I feel I need it just a little bit more. I know there will be a day where I will just feel, okay, I don't need to do that anymore. Maybe I'm still not that ready for that, but I know it will come. So I give time for myself also for this. I don't want to force myself I feel good doing that. I feel safe, and I'm just taking my time.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to ask you a question, and you don't need to answer it. Whatever the reason that your cancer appeared, do you know what it is? The changes that you need to implement into yourself?
I think I know.
The
I think
wake-up
I
call,
know.
why was that? Why was the wake-up call?
I think I know, and I will not answer that question directly,
No?
but I tell you that this is connected with, again, opening my heart, which was very, very blocked, very blocked.
Yeah.
And even when I talk about it, I feel like a sort of sadness. Yeah. So I think this came to help me with that.
Yeah, a wake-up call for you to
Yeah.
say, listen, this is where the energy is not flowing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So
that
I
was the
think I
message.
had a lot of blocked energies. By the way, if you heard of recall healing, there are many parts of our bodies, and each part is they say that it's responsible for something. And for example, according to recall healing, the breasts, the right breast, I had breast cancer in my right breast. It's responsible for relationships. So maybe I helped you a little bit with that. So I think this is also something that I was not quite open with my heart in the relationship regarding myself, and also others, the closest people.
Yeah, which is related to self-worth, probably.
Yes,
And which is
yes,
related
exactly. As you said, if you don't love yourself, how can you give love to others?
Exactly. So, and if we feel that we're not good enough, why are we going to give ourselves in a relationship, whichever nature it is? It could be romantic or just friends or whatever. It's like, I'm not worthy to give you anything because I'm not good enough to give you anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And because we're social beings and we nurture ourselves by being with others,
Yeah.
then, I mean, put two and two together.
So I think you have my answer.
Yeah, makes sense. A friend of mine got breast cancer as well. And I think that her reason was because she was working outside of the place that she was living, and she was away from her kids for most of the week. And that was just breaking her heart. I mean, breasts and kids.
Yeah. And which breast do you know, by the way?
No, I don't know.
Because that should be a left breast, if that's what you said. That's the relationship with mother and child.
Yeah,
Or
actually,
could be with your mother, your parents.
Yeah, when we get a baby, we normally put him or her on the left side.
I didn't think of that.
Because it's closer to our heart.
Yeah.
The easiest way for us to grab a baby is to put it here.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, of course. It was not that long ago afterward. It was 5 years ago.
It makes sense.
And you know, about cancer, it's one thing that is maybe it could be interesting, I tell you. It's when I found out about it, you know, it's funnily, it came to my mind. I don't know from where, but now I believe that the universe is helping us. So it came to my mind that I should call a friend, Sadek, which you know, who you know as well from Peru. And I knew that Sadek was very much connected. So I just called him. He didn't pick up. I recorded a message and I told him, Sadek, I don't know why I'm calling you. I really don't know why, but I just feel I need to call you and to share this news. That was on the day I found out about cancer. And just please let me know whatever comes to your mind. It was more or less that. That was the message. And then he called me back, and I will never forget, but he said something like, you know, Eva, it's nothing. It's like, you know, cancer is like a flu. You can heal it. You created it. You can heal it. So now I will tell you what to do. And then he motivated me really to start working on myself, meditating, focusing. So he gave me that spin to start my way, my road, this new road of healing. And I told him that many times, that Sadek, I'm so grateful. It was thanks to you. Also, a big thank to you. And he said, no, Eva, it wasn't me. It was you. It just came to you at the right moment. This message. Yeah. So today, when I hear cancer, some years back, or even before my diagnosis, for me, it was the most horrible word I could hear. Cancer. It was something, oh my God. Today, for me, cancer, it is like exactly how Sadek says. It's like a flu. It's like everything depends on us. But of course, I'm not saying that there are people who are very late stages of cancer, even though I know I met a few who healed completely. But I believe that it's here. Maybe it's in the subconscious if we cannot get it out to the conscious mind. And in the end, we decide about if we want to live or if we don't want to live. I truly believe that people who make their transitions to another dimension, it's their decision in the end of the day, because people sometimes even come back from clinical death. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
So
we've met you.
so it's, in the end, I believe that it's our decision whether we want to live and heal or we don't. There are some people who just don't, and we have to understand that as well. So it's up to us. And this is what I would really like to pass, that message, that it's up to us and we can heal anything we create. And everything that is here, it's our creation.
That's so powerful, that we are creators. And also to trust your gut,
Yeah.
which we've been also led to believe that, oh, it's just a hunch, just thinking with your mind, that's not rational, that doesn't make sense. No, it's there for a reason. So go back to it and connect with it again. If you feel like calling somebody, if you feel like doing something, if you feel like crossing the road here rather than there, even though it's shorter there, cross it here, because there's something that's going to happen that you would miss it. Just follow your head, follow your hunch.
Yeah, and unfortunately, in many cases, we don't follow what our gut tells us. But it's also probably because we are not connected. And when we are not connected, we are not listening to our gut.
Yeah, the good news is that we can connect anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We say, hey, let's remove it from here and let's plug it in up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it really changed my life. The past year, I would say that it was a very powerful year. I'm counting the year from May last year to May 2020, and it was a very, very powerful year for me.
And not only that, now you're going to change, to impact the lives of so many, thanks to your decision.
I would be very happy to, even if I could help one person, one single person, to change for better, really. And I'm not thinking how many, it's just even
whatever
one.
It is.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes. It's being open to that. I want to impact the world. And if the world is just one person, that's my job. That's my job. I'm glad to do that, isn't it?
Exactly.
I completely agree. When people want to contact you, Eva, where do we send them to?
Anna, so now it's I'm creating a website, but my program, it's called Health Module. The program will be mainly for people who speak Polish, yeah, because this is why I created it, because there are many English language programs which are fantastic. So I'm creating this program in Polish for now, but my website will be also in English, where I already have, but I will have a blog. And in that blog, I will focus on health, mental health, physical health, health in every aspect. So that my website is www.evaabu.com. So this is where I will be, and I will focus on that. Mm-hmm.
I'll put it down in the comments, and it's Eva Abu, EVAABOO.com.
Yes, and it should start in 2 weeks' time. The new website,
which means mid-June 2020.
Yes. Because now it's still under that address. You find my old website, and now I will have a new one. It will be focusing basically on that we were talking about.
On spreading love.
And to you and to everyone else. Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Honor and a privilege.
And it was my first video in my life.
Yay!
Thank you. I was always too shy to do that. So thank you for that occasion and opportunity.
You're worthy, and the moment that you say to the universe, I'm worthy, I have a message that's worth spreading, the universe will deliver. Even if it's a small channel like mine, but the universe will deliver.
Exactly. Thank
Eva,
you, Anna.
I love you.
I love you
so much, honey.
Thank you.